The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
You won't regret you tried. You will not regret you tried the living water. Didn't you hear the song? Take a sip of the spirit-filled living water. Thank you very much, and welcome to the next day after the other day, I should say. Welcome. It's Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Did you catch that show Wednesday? We were here. Where were you? Well, you can go back to YouTube and check it out. Wednesday's Woman Knows. This is really happening. And I tell you, we're preparing to bring you lots and lots of good and resourceful information, meaning where you can follow us, because we, as they said, follow the money. What? Follow the money? Jesus said, follow me. And Jesus said, follow me because I'll make fishers of men. So we're connecting, we're networking and connecting to men and women and youth and the entire family. That's what's happening. Family. It's all about family. It's all about family love. So we're talking about follow me, yes, in the sense, follow Jesus, word. We're going to bring you what Brad Carson calls it, nothing but the Word. We'll be bringing that to you starting next week. And we'll be bringing, excuse me, I'm outside. I don't know if you can see what I see, but let me see if you can see me. Turning around. And bugs and things are flying. So, oh my gosh. So, this is my backyard, believe it or not. It's temporary. It's okay. I'm being a guardian right now for my children, grandchildren. And it's been really beautiful. For me, it's been very beautiful because my adjusting to various dynamics within the family has been teaching me some lessons. I told you Wednesday's Woman Knows. It's about wisdom, being coachable, being willing to learn, know new things, and adjust. I mean, at my age, it's like, oh my God. But it's good. It's real because it's my ministry, it's my outreach. And I recommend you all follow your gift, follow your ministry, follow the outreach spirit that you have and the guidance of that because it's very, very needed. And it's a richly empowering program when you're able to help people on the inside figure it out. In the boggled mind, figure it out. Work it all out when you meditate. Take some time to listen and just allow things to just process. So anyway, we have our signature video. Do you understand? And I think we have our director and producer of that video online, Mr. Harold Brown. Harold Brown, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Well, you see my backyard out here?
That's great. Very peaceful.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down a little bit. It's probably 80 something right now.
Ah.
And yeah, I mean, we just need to, this is a deck my son Lance started building some years ago. You can see that too. And the deck never really got finished. So, you know, there should be a covered situation here. I can just walk out of the patio door and walk up into this thing, but it's not there yet. But I think I'm going to add some things while I'm here. So while I'm here, I'll be videotaping from here. And then since we got our new building here in the city and town, we're going to start going there as we set it up and get all of our equipment, instruments, staging, everything. Everything has to be together when you all come because it's going to be a retreat center. It's going to be a place to do music and television videos, a place to do music and art, therapy, meditation, holistic health workshops, hands-on training in various technology fields, things that identify with the entertainment industry and sports. You know, we're putting it all together for us. Our team is phenomenal. I just tell people I've been connected to the best team in the world. And as I'm speaking, the sun is bearing down a little bit on me, a little harder. I feel you. Ooh, thank you, Most High God, for the sunshine. Get out all these toxins and impurities. Sweat it out. Which also reminds me, we're planning to build a sweat lodge within there. You know, sweat. I'm saying a sweat lodge because I'm on the reservation, but a sweat booth or whatever. I don't know what they call it in the centers, but we're going to build us a sweat lodge so we can be able to go in and sweat. And then you'll have the showers that you go into the cold, take the cold showers. Ooh, that closes your pores. We're going to have a lot of fun, y'all. Y'all haven't seen this place yet. I haven't shown any pictures yet. And I just want you all to know is God, Most High God is really, really raining down blessings upon us. You got to get in the flow. You got to get in the flow. Harold, talk about what's been going on in your life. I know it's good.
Not a whole lot. Just working on documentaries. There's one documentary I'm working on with a gentleman out of New Mexico. His name is Frank Willis. He is the son of Frank Willis Sr., who passed away a few years ago. And he was a member of the Black Ice, R&B crooner group
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
1970s, I believe. And
Uh-huh.
the son has recently discovered all of this memorabilia from his dad's collection of 45. Anybody knows what 45s are? The old records, small records that we used to play back in the old days.
Yes.
Pictures of his dad and the group. And what was so unique about that group is that although groups like the Temptations and people like that of that era, made it, this particular group did not. And he's together with Al Franklin and myself, we're putting together the documentary to talk about why they didn't make it, why a group like that, which had so much talent, didn't actually make it. And there were several contributing factors. And those are some of the things that we discuss in that documentary. And it's going to be a pretty fascinating one. We'll schedule it to air here in Los Angeles on Public Broadcasting System, PBS, as well as Netflix and Hulu. So it should be a nice little documentary.
I'm sure. And just to open up that can of worms, why some artist groups did not make it. Oh my God, that is a stigma that you can carry with you, some to your grave, some just through therapy, you can work through it because it's a mental thing and you really have to stay focused and just stay busy to not get depressed and so suppressed and oppressed, because that's where the dangers of suicide, drugs, alcohol, things start really playing a part when people don't make the success that they were so geared up for and just gave everything. And they say, I sold my life for this. Oh my God, I should say the blood of Jesus, the Christ of Nazareth, gave us everything that we have. So, as a singer myself, I thought I would have, as they say, made it in my 20s and things of that nature, which I actually did, but I didn't accept it. See, some people receive, some people take, some people are offered, and some people are just born in it. But I received an invitation. I received the key, if you will. Walked in and, oh, okay. And then after a few years of really dealing with the things, as they say, behind the scenes, the backdoor situations, and the Spirit of the Lord being in my life from a child, understand, and even into my adult years, fully accepting the Lord, becoming saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Come on here. After a while, I realized it's like, this is not where I belong. This is not what I do. This is not who I am. And my family, I start thinking about my brother and my dad, the legacy that the family already had then in the city was all that. And so for me to come up messing up, in the industry, fooling around with all this kind of stuff was, girl, you gonna get in trouble. Get out of here, So it was like, God just was like, okay, you've had enough. Come on. And I remember I was witness to at a beauty supply house. I don't know what I went there for, what I was walking past what happened, but I went in there, saw the lady, we were talking, and she started talking to me about God and her church. And that was on a Saturday. And the next day, I said, well, come pick me up and take me to church with you. And we went to church and I was crying and going. So I knew the Spirit was dealing with me. And then the minister wound up calling me out at one point and telling me some things. The Lord has been doing this, and so, this spiritual thing that we're dealing with in the industry is major. And see, these are some of the things that we have to deal with because, oh my God, don't get me started. But it has affected us, our culture. It has affected us, our families. It has affected our life. It has affected us deeply because entertainment, music, all that. I mean, we see it, we hear it. That's me. Oh my God, I'm a star. I'm in Hollywood. I'm in, And so people need to be catch them before they get out there and get crazy. Catch them, teach them, show them. And that's what's been missing, the wisdom, the teaching in the industry. It was there the old days. The Motown days, they had wise women, men around them, coaching them, teaching them, telling them they had support. Anyway, today we have to build and rebuild that support. So you go ahead on talk, but I like that documentary thing. I shouldn't say thing, that documentary project that you and Al and Frank Willis Jr. are working on. I think that's phenomenal. And I believe I want to deal with that, Harold, because it's very important to a lot of our lives, man. That goes deep. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so now without any further ado, we're going to go into Do You Understand? It's all about love. We'll be back. Okay. Now I'm out in the front. And I tell you, that video, it is so beautiful and it brings back so many memories because if you notice the lady, I think the first lady on the video, the one that's pregnant, she shows her pregnant belly. That's Harold's wife. That's Debbie. And the baby, the baby is now the one that you're going to hear on the next commercial about the fabrics that his mom, Harold's wife, handles, and she gets them from Africa. Okay. So we have a great family love connection here. And that was actually my children and their dad. And you saw me. Yes. That's some years ago. I mean, Ray Frazier has passed on. Ray Frazier passed away October 6th, 2014. So, you know, that's an old video, but God has kept us even that, let's say, through all of the pandemics, God has kept us. Okay. So we're going to be featuring Ray Frazier's music too, Harold, because you know he was a great singer and had a band and was one of those that didn't make it. Now, what you know about that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, great music. That man has some great music. I remember hearing some of his stories. He said, hold on, excuse me. He says, James Brown, they were somewhere and he'd opened for James Brown, his band. Ray had a band. And they told the people, the manager, something, you know, they don't let them open up for me no more. They just too much because Ray was wailing just like James. He, you know. So that's what they call him, Ray Waylon Frazier. So we're going to have some great times. And I definitely would like to interview Frank Willis Jr. When you all are, you know, pretty much done with the documentary and do what we can do to support it. Because that's a great, great piece. Okay. So what else you want to say, Harold?
Well, I was just thinking about the looking at the video from back then. I got inspired, you know, because when I listen to your music, I start thinking about things and it kind of reminds me of different, or puts my mind towards different things. And I thought about the fact that song talked about how people, you know, they do a lot of things in this country. There's a lot of strife and heartache and catastrophes and stuff that take place in this country. But nobody thinks about the fact that love is the ultimate, you know, guard against those things. And that's the message that you brought in this song. So as I began to think about some of the images that we could put together, what more powerful than the family? So as we focused on this music video, we saw family, we saw beginnings of families, we saw families that had already been established, we saw families that were tying the knot together, like you and your husband. So that was the focus of the documentary, because love is all about. Yeah.
Thank you, because love covers a multitude of sins. Love answers a lot of our questions if we only pay attention and listen to what love talks about and what love has to say to you, your heart. I had to move into the garage because it was hot out there. You see me sweating? I'm sweating. So this video the commercial that LaRon's going to play, it's a commercial about Harold's wife, fabrics that she has, a fabric business. And you all make sure you take those phone numbers down, because this is how we're supporting one another. This is how this show is being supported, by the things that we air that are available to you. You support it, you get it, and that helps us, okay? So, Harold, again, I want to thank you, because we've been working together over some 30 years, or not 30, 20, about 25, 20, you know, about 25 years. And you remember that when you were over on Adam 28, Crenshaw on 28?
Yeah.
That's when I first met you. Yeah, you and Alberta and her, I think, Lester Hernandez.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of guys with it. Yeah, that whole team. So we have been blessed to work together. And I believe that's God's will. I know that's God's will, because when things come together and you get success, and it's in a sense so effortless, we don't argue about nothing, we don't fight about them, we don't said there's everything you've done, you've had the freedom to do it, and it's always a blessing. I'm just very thankful, because this is a serious time right now for us to come together, even on this platform. I mean, I'm on the phone, you at home on your system, that we're not used to studio live camera action, the old school baby cameras, So to be here at, with this technology here, this is like, wow. We got the wrong button. This is like, wow. And only we can get better, when we get a studio equipment, and looking for people to donate equipment. Now that we have a location, a large location, we need musical instruments, drums, saxophones, violins, banjos, guitars. We need trumpets. We need flutes. Go ahead.
I was going to say, don't forget, we are poised to do the next video, your next video, which is Living Water. We gotta put that one together for the new millennium here. That one's going to be big. That's going to be our there. So let's get set for that one. And by the way, my son is now interested in music. He's joining the band school. He's going to be a saxophone guy.
Okay. See, so this is great. So we're going to need all of our musicians to join in. Any people that don't have the desire to play music anymore, and you just want to donate your instrument, you're welcome to do that. We do have a nonprofit tied into our outreach. And then also any sports, we're looking for sports equipment. I have a young group out of Watts area that want to play football, and we want to get their uniforms. We want to sponsor their uniforms. So we have things going that we are reaching out to your support for our endeavors of creating hope for somebody else, to give them, their answers and their needs. And so you're not going to start rattling. We were talking about pontification. You remember that word, Harold?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We talked about it yesterday too, not on air. I was talking with Brad Carson and Catherine Myers. And so we were just talking about the word, because I said, this word has been in my head, pontification. And I looked it up on Google, and it means, a lot of pompous talking and dogma and, just pumping yourself up. Yes, and we're this and I'm this and we're going to. I'm like, oh, why am I getting this message about this word? Does that mean, do I need to tone it down some? Or is that the way the world was happening here? So when I mentioned that word yesterday to Brad Carson jumped on it and said, yeah, that's what we do. He said, Black folks, Black people, meaning we do a lot of talking. Whoa, you can't beat us talking. We know everything. I'm talking about Wednesday Woman Knows, right?
Yeah.
We think we know everything, and we make big, words about it, and make everybody believe it. We believe that you're getting ready to go over there and buy New York City and change it into the Word of God place. You understand? We believe you. So the point of what I'm making, this word is now something that we're going to pay attention to, because we want to bring results. Because that's the thing. They talk all this stuff, but nothing is created. Nothing is brought forth. Nothing is presented or produced out of it. No solution really came to the situation, is what this is about. This is why this word is so important, for us to break it down and people to understand. Start checking yourself before you start wrecking yourself. Because I can be very much in that lane. Like, girl, you said a whole bunch. Yeah. Now the Lord backing me up on this building and some things. Open the door, folks. So hey, bring it on, Lord, because I can't talk a big thing. They told me that years ago. My mama used to say, girl, you talk like you already got it. People want to help you because you act like you got everything. I was like, well, really, I do. I got Jesus. I got my plan. I know what It may need some money, you understand? But we're thankful that the money has come. Some of the groups in our network have gotten what they call it funded. Hi. And so we are now in the position, and this is why I'm telling you, because we were told to put our budgets together regarding the programs that we represent. What does it cost to run our programs, Harold Brown? Our what did you call it? The training program that you and Greg Brown have out there for Watts at Max Preparatory College. What is that? Talk about that.
The training for television production, television personalities, those who want to be on in front of the camera as well as behind the camera. It'll be like a several week program that will introduce you to the basics of television production and then take you all the way up to major productions from doing television shows, commercials, movies, documentaries, all those things that I do. I'll impart that knowledge to the people who are training in that program. So we hope to get funding for that and be able to launch that as soon as possible.
Yes, I do recall seeing some paperwork. I don't recall seeing monetary finances. I just saw what was needed. I need to look over it again, or maybe you need to take it and make that budget where it's more line items instead of just in the body of the text. I forgot, you guys, my phone is all up in the face and everything. Y'all seeing all my everything. Yeah, Harold, so we're going to make sure you that are listening and watching, you have your skills, gifts, your talents, have your projects, you have something that you want to bring to your community and your city, you want to bring it to the states around America. I would suggest that you get with us. Just give us a visit, on email, and let us know who you are, what you're doing, and how we may be of service to you. Because that's how it's happening. We're service providers, and we know that's the network and the need. People need to know where to get it, how to get it. Ain't that right, Harold?
That's correct. That's how you do it.
So we're here to train, and you have nothing but the best.
Well, I'm going to have to leave here in a few minutes, but I did want to say I have one of the stars of the commercial with me. It's my niece. Her name is Mawina. She's here. Say hello, Mawina.
Hi.
She was
Hi, dear. How are you?
She was the female voice in the commercial.
Is that correct? Okay. Well, we're going to play that commercial right now. How about that?
Okay.
All right, let's play that commercial so hopefully you can hear yourself again, and we'll talk to you and your uncle later, okay?
Okay.
All right, we love you.
Love you too.
Thank you, sweetheart. Look forward to seeing you soon. Okay, LeBron, put that commercial on, and then I'll be right back with you, and we'll see what's on the end of our minutes, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Do you need fabrics? We have all sorts. Supreme Wax, Kente, Jewel, Obama, Osikani, and many more. Wholesale and retail available. Contact Gold Coast International Imports. In the Inland Empire, call 310-925-2948. In Los Angeles, call 213-344-8594. Looking forward to doing business with you.
That is so adorable. I love that. Look forward to doing business with you. You better go. I love that. Much kudos, love to our young people, because that's what we're encouraging. That's what we're presenting. That's our platform. That's what we have. I have my grandchildren here. They're on what they call it, the Zoom right about now with their education. So like a little one, he's in there sleeping. Woo, my goodness, he's a handful. 1 year old, he's beautiful. So we'll be bringing them once we get our building up and running. And you'll see the young people in full action, and some of their cousins and schoolmates will be able to round up some others and make it happen. So, LaRon.
Yes, Crystal.
How much time we have on the clock?
We have. Hmm, we have. Okay, so it's 12:43. We have 15. Well, no. I would say 20 minutes.
15 minutes.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
You see that? Isn't that so big? Did y'all see my ear? Isn't that rude? That was so rude. But I'm on a cell phone, y'all, in the garage out here in it's a little town called Lemoore, excuse my finger. And it's a little warm here. And so, we're getting ourselves adjusted to everything, but it's a blessing. So please excuse me putting the ear all up in the head. So now we want to get your email addresses, because we're going to be sending out announcements and flyers, newsletters, and we are also, I want to call it registration, online registration. It can be either way, good or bad, because sometimes things get lost in transition. So I would rather you send an email saying you're interested in what we have to offer in information, providing resources to families and individuals, artists in preference, because that's where our ministry gift is coming out of the artistry, which is very powerful, universal. Okay, y'all know that, right? Oof, I'm so excited what's coming forth. So we're building choirs, and when I say building choirs, meaning we'll have groups of people singing all around the world, because we have Zoom and we have the abilities to send music through the email, technology thing too, the system. So then we'll be able to have music over, in the Inland Empire. And they learn it, and then they sing it, and then we all get together virtually. And then when we can get together physically, we'll do that. So, but we're going to have choirs. So in the meantime, we need people to register, let us know you're interested. Send us an email saying, hey, I do have a gift of singing or a gift of writing, producing. I do lighting, I do sound, I build sets. I do wardrobe, I do makeup and hair. Y'all know the story. God, I'm gonna always get that makeover. I done had a couple of them, but they just don't last. Can you get a makeover that lasts, throughout all the whole year? No. So, these are the things that we will be hiring for, as well as training for, as well as providing an opportunity for you to work and live and gain your resources, that you can soar high, on your mission, because that's what it's all about. You need the support, you need a team, some people need a staff, if you will. And that's what we buy. We're service providers. And I believe we have probably connection, I know we do, to anything you can come up with. I know we do. It's not even a question of I believe, I know we do. So that's the choice that you make. If you want to connect, see what we have going on, experience what we have, and be able to really build and rebuild and connect and reconnect in some areas that your life has been really saying, hey, I want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to pay attention now to ourselves. We have to pay attention to our physical bodies. We have to pay attention to our mental issues. We have to pay attention to our spiritual self. We have to pay attention to the fullness of who we are, because what's going on is nothing new. It's just, it may be a little turned up right now, and we just really need to turn ours up a little more as well. That's all. Just turn up all the good things in life that you know to do, that you can do, that you've heard about, that you know, long to do. Reach out and touch those that have your next step, your next platform, your next whatever it may be, your next million. Hey, because we do have $1 Million March. I just want you to know this whole year really started with us honoring my brother Willie Davis. January I want to say the 7th, we did a Super Bowl free game honoring, and it was some other guys that played well. Gerald Bennett was at West Point. He played first Black starting quarterback at West Point. And then we had Billy Taylor, senior, out of Detroit and also the Vegas area. He used to play football, wrote some books. And then we had Coach Mark James of Virginia U. Yes, he was a coach there, I think, for about 8 years. So we honored those brothers at the top of the year for Super Bowl Sunday. And it was great. So then from there, we went into, I don't think they had the parade last year, the Martin Luther King parade. I don't remember. So we did something else on Martin Luther King. I remember that. I'll go back and find it. And then Black History for February. And then March, the month of March, we started $1 Million March. And I started a website, millionmarch.net. And in that website, it has tabs that says read more. So when you read more, you'll find out there are PowerPoints that explain the Flow City $1 Million March project, the Family of Outreach Workshop way that how we're going to make this money through sales, selling, promoting, marketing, distributing, selling. That's what it's all about. 24/7, 365. You better know it. We can take a few days off. So the main goal right now is we are now in September. So we start our third quarter, September the 1st, and that has led us to this new building here, because I wanted a building. I said, I got to get a place for my workshops. And, I wanted it. And I saw this place, but I was just going to, take my time about it. But then when I realized, hey, the project is starting September 1st, you need a building, you need this, you need that, I was like, on it. And I'm telling you, within days, really, within days of me making up my mind that I needed that, and it was almost a week or less away. Yeah, we had the keys to the building, started the show September the 1st. That's why I always give that shout out to Portis, because, I just called her and the next day I'm on. You understand? Hey. And that's the way we have to build relationships, that when people hear your name or hear your voice, they respond to you because they know you're about business. Taking care of business every day. And we're going to do that singing. Y'all don't know. This is my heartfelt, no, what do you call it? I have no, what you call it, Lord, I'm sending a picture. I know this is my gift. That's all I can say. I was trying to say something else, another word. No doubts. I have no doubts about what my mission in life is. And even though I know what it is, it's still a challenge for me to even do it. And it's with me everywhere I go because it's my voice. But the mindset sometimes won't allow us to do the things that we know we're supposed to do, because the outer is attacking us. You got to do this, you got to come here, you got to go drop off the kids, you got to go pick them up, you got to go come over here, you got to go pick. Oh. Now life is just taking on a whole new thing. So when we talk about meditation on Mondays, it's very important. When we talk about taking care of business Tuesday for your family, it's very important. Wednesdays, Thursdays, man, Fridays, youth, all the days that we have the themes. It's important because that's helping us to organize our life, organize our thoughts, put things in a routine, because we were talking about breaking habits, bad habits, put them in a good habit forming way. So what we're eating is correct. We're breathing properly. We're listening to proper music. We're thinking proper thought. We're watching wonderful workshop videos and reading wonderful workshop materials. This is how we change our life. This is how we change our habits. This is how we become successful and grow. We have to feed our body good things, good food, good information, good knowledge, good people, good support, good sleep, good water, good. Just be good. Just do good. So listen, you all, I could talk forever. I said I'm going to go back. I say go back, but I'm going to do my music like I've been wanting to do, where I can just sing for hours, just sing. What came out my mouth was, I'm wishing on a star to follow where you are. On a dream to follow what it means. I remember I sang that song in high school. I think in the first few seconds of me starting that song and singing that song, my voice cracked. When you're a teenager and your voice cracked, you can't just go over with that. I ran around, walk right off the stage. It's like, But anyway, I gotta go inside because I'm feeling bugs flying around. I'm seeing them land on me. Y'all watch me. I'm going in. It's a little dark. LaRon, we got a video or anything you can play real quick for them, baby?
We got To Follow a Star.
Okay, play that. I'm in the laundry room.
All right.
Y'all notice the laundry room.
So shall we play it?
All right, we're gonna play this video. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can play that, and then just really happy. So we're gonna play that, and if there's any minutes back, we'll come back. Not see you next time. MorrisMediaLive.com and MorrisMediaStudios.com. Is that right, LaRon?
Yeah. Or they can go check on
Good.
YouTube, type
Ooh,
in.
That was an ugly face.
Huh?
Okay, but don't forget $1,000,000mart.net. What?
No, I was saying type in on. I was going to tell them to type in on YouTube, Morris Media Gospel or Morris Media Studios to find all the shows.
Okay, Morris Media Gospel or Morris Media Studio. Okay, good. That's good. And we'll talk more about that. And then $1,000,000mart.net. Okay, go to the video, baby. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Lifestyles and Art. I'm your narrator, Kimberly Tillman, and in a moment, we're going to take you back to a time not so long ago when the world witnessed the sculptures of the legendary Richmond Barthé.
A few years ago, I had a fascinating conversation with sculptor Richmond Barthé. We spoke at length about his life and work. And during the course of our conversation, many interesting facts and thoughts were expressed by this dynamic artist. I discovered that he was born in a town I had not previously heard of, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. He also told me that he preferred to be called Barthé rather than Richmond because Richmond sounds rather formal, like an Englishman. Barthé sometimes says of himself that he is an old soul, and then launches into his belief in reincarnation. During an earlier life, he describes himself as having been an Egyptian artist who was stabbed in the back and murdered. An old soul, he says, brings to the new body those accumulated experiences and skills of earlier lives, and then with that already accumulated reservoir, in the new life, continues to improve on those earlier skills. Whether we believe in reincarnation or not, we are forced to marvel and wonder at Barthé's youthful appearance and his artistic talents.
Richmond Barthé was a man who endured and triumphed as he followed his own star, a star that led him to many parts of the world. Born on January 28, 1901, in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, to Richmond Bartay and Maurice Clementine Rubidoux, Bartay never knew his father, who died at the young age of 22 when Richmond was only 1 month old. At an early age, Richmond's mother gave him his favorite toys, marking pencils and paper. He was fascinated with shapes, especially those fancy old English letters that he saw heading local newspapers. His talent sharpened, and at the age of 12, his work was shown at the county fair in Mississippi. A literary critic by the name of Lyle Saxon discovered Bartay's genius at the county fair and attempted to no avail to get Richmond registered into the New Orleans Art School. With racial prejudice being the reason he was denied, Bartay continued his art work. In 1924, Richmond Bartay was admitted to the Art Institute of Chicago with the aid of a Catholic priest. During his 4-year stay, he pursued a career as a painter. In his last year at the Institute, Bartay's anatomy professor suggested he try modeling in clay to better understand the third dimension in his painting. Using 2 of his colleagues as models, he followed his teacher's advice and sculpted 2 heads. Instead of discarding the work, he entered them into what was known then as Negro History Week exhibition, later Black History Month. He executed busts of artist Henry O. Tanner and Haitian General Toussaint Louverture, of which were held in Opportunity Magazine of Chicago in 1928. Bartay moved to New York in 1929, and during the next 2 decades he would build such an awesome reputation that his work was praised by the New York press more than any other sculptor in the United States. His exhibitions and commissions were numerous. In only his first year in New York, he completed 35 sculptures. In exhibitions and galleries in New York, sculptures such as The African Dancer, Blackberry Woman, Comedian, and The Boxer were commonplace. Bartay, a Harlem resident, decided to move downtown New York for increased studio space, but received criticism for abandoning his people. Nothing was further from the truth, as he illustrated in his 8-foot frieze of green pastures titled The Wall of Jericho for the Harlem River Housing Project. Living downtown gave Mr. Bartay the opportunity to be in the company of show business stars like Vincent Price and a host of other Broadway stars who loved his work. One magazine columnist wrote these words about Bartay. Richmond Bartay is an artist of unusual powers. He has come to us at a time when we are sadly in need of real inspiration, of that spiritual food that heartens and strengthens, in hopes that embodies the willingness to do the larger and truer things of life. Of earnestness and
So thank you again. I tell you, what a better place to be than right where you are. No better place to be than right where I am, right here with you, sharing great times, giving praises and thanks to the Most High. So talk to you later. Peace.
Oh.